Banks have unlimited amounts of money to lend for property investment. How do you get your hands on that? Because getting your hands on a bank's money means your ROI is going to jump significantly. Let's go look at how you find a mortgage. So getting a loan from a bank is actually pretty straightforward. Let's say we have a bank here, we call them ABC Bank. Lovely bank. And they will probably have a website, they will probably do advertising to tell you what kind of mortgage products are available and that you can actually avail of. They'll probably tell you what's called the loan to value. That's what percentage of the value of the property you can borrow, and also the interest rate, how much interest they're going to charge you for borrowing that money. So you can simply call up ABC Bank and actually get information about their mortgages. And if you want to, you could even apply to the bank for your mortgage, or maybe apply for a pre-approval. Some banks will give you a pre-approval. They'll ask you some basic numbers, and based on that, they won't check the facts out, but based on what you say, they will tell you, look, you can borrow this amount of money at this interest rate, subject to you checking out and actually being able to prove what you've told the bank. That's the basic process. Now, obviously, there is more than one bank in most markets. There'll be a number of banks. Sometimes there are hundreds of banks to choose from, maybe thousands of different banks to choose from, and each bank having different products means there are lots and lots of different mortgage products that you can choose from. So what you will usually do is, rather than go to a bank, you'll go to a broker, a finance broker, a mortgage broker, an IFA, but somebody who basically deals with all the banks, knows all the products, and you will work with that person individually. Now, it's very important to understand that that broker will be paid a commission in most cases from the bank for giving you a product, and you have to always be wary of that, because sometimes the worst products give the best commissions. Of course they would, right? Because a bank wants to get new business, they're going to give extra commissions to brokers. So you be aware of that. Obviously, I'm not saying all brokers are money-grabbing, horrible people, but just be aware that brokers do receive commissions from banks for recommending products. Now, I will always use a broker. I will never go to a bank directly. And there are a number of reasons why I will do that. First of all is, it's just an efficient use of my time going to one broker who actually knows all the products there in the market and can actually advise me of which product is good before I start my journey of looking to invest in a property. And in fact, I think in my early years of investing, I made the mistake of looking for property and then trying to find finance. The big lesson for me after a year of failure was find the finance first. So making a trip to a broker, understanding what you can borrow, how much, over what period, is really important before you go start looking for a property to invest into. Once you get to a reasonable size as a property investor, you might end up not dealing with a broker anymore, because there is another middleman between the broker and the banks in some cases, and it's what we call a packager. And it's basically a big broker. And these packages, you may have heard, people like Zurich, for example, they are, in some countries, are packages of mortgages. Maybe the bank is too small to actually have their own staff to manage all the financing or all the application forms. So they use a packager to do that for them. So when you get big enough as an investor, you can maybe deal with the packager directly. They wouldn't want to deal with you unless you are a reasonable size. They'll just deal with brokers. And once you do, you probably get access to better finance products, because these packages, the big ones, can command better rates from banks. So how do you get a mortgage? Well, you just go to the bank, or I would recommend, in this instance, going to a broker where they're going to help you find out your options. So you should be on the phone right now trying to find a mortgage broker. I can recommend speaking to other investors to find out who they've used. A good broker is worth their weight in gold, because if you can borrow money, your ROI goes up, your money goes further, you make more deals and you make more money. And as always, good luck with your investing. I'm Sunil.